Hi there, it's Guy and Gourd here, and we're going to do a pumpkin spice themed practice today. So a little bit spicy, still accessible, and I hope you have some fun with this one. So see you on your mat real shortly. Lovely to see you all here today. So welcome to Pumpkin Spice Yoga. So, fall is in the air here in the northern hemisphere. The west coast of Canada was where I am. Yeah, things are getting darker all the time. And I thought, well, let's just have a little bit of fun. So, pumpkin spice was the idea. So for today's practice, in case you're wondering, you might want a pumpkin. You might not. Basically, we'd like something that's about a pound or so. Oh, good stuff, D. So grab something like this, or maybe a can of beans, maybe might be helpful, or maybe your water bottle. Something that's about a pound or two would be useful for your practice today, but not 100% necessary. Just welcome again to everyone that's coming online. So good to have you here. As usual, just a reminder that all of these practices are offered by donation. So your donations graciously accepted and go to help me buy the equipment that allows me to record stuff and put it online. So that's kind of what happens with any money that you send my way. Let's get started. So go and grab whatever you want, your 1 pound weight of something or other, and come onto your mat and we'll go from there. So I'm on my mat, me and Gord here. You may want also a little blanket if your knees are a bit cranky when you're kneeling, but not necessary as well. So we'll start our practice as usual in a seated position. So find a nice comfortable seat on your mat. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a big inhale and a long exhale, and just allow yourself to settle in, to soften and arrive. Let your eyes close and allow your attention, your awareness to sink down and in, feeling the rooted quality at the base of your body. And that gentle sensation of your breath rising comfortably and falling comfortably, dissipating any kind of tension that you perceive in your face, your shoulders, your hips. Just trying to settle into your practice. And also, as usual, usually a good idea, connect with the feeling of what it is you're looking for from your practice. So why did you come to practice today? Feel into that question. Why did you come to practice today? What's the feeling that you're trying to generate from your practice? And then use that feeling, move towards that feeling throughout your practice today. From here, take a nice big inhale, a long exhale and sigh. And welcome once again to your yoga practice. Really great to have you here. As you inhale, you can open up your eyes and start to roll your neck in a big circle a few times in one direction, just waking up our cervical spine, and go the other direction a few times. I like to sort of warm up my joints before we get going too much. And then pause, bring your hands onto your shoulders, roll your shoulders back a few times. Clunk, 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 perhaps, and forwards a few times. And then let's pause and come on back down. So grab gourd or can of beans or whatever it is and bring that up overhead. Really stretch up nice and tall. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, keep that weight in your right hand. Bring it down and stretch with the left. Inhale up, switch hands, and exhale. Little side bend to the left, bringing that left hand all the way to the mat. Inhale up, Switch the weight. Exhale over. Pumpkin spice yoga, baby. Inhale up. Exhale over. Good stuff. This time, inhale up. Keep it in your left hand. Exhale, drop the right hand and really stretch through that left hand. Inhale up. Keep it in the right hand. Exhale, stretch with the right hand. And again, inhale up. Keep it left. Reach. Inhale up. Keep it right and stretch. It's a little bit more challenging, notice. Inhale up. And here, keep it in your right hand and twist to the right, bringing both arms down as best you can. Inhale, hands up to the middle. Switch your weight and exhale. Take the left hand back, right hand forwards, twisting. Inhale up, switch, exhale, twist, right. Inhale up, switch, exhale, left. Nice. Inhale up, keep it in your left hand. Exhale, open to the right. Bring the weight down as best you can. Inhale up, switch the weight to the right hand. Exhale, left. Inhale up, switch. Finding movement and breath. We're opening up our spine. Inhale up, exhale, switch. Nice. Inhale it up overhead. Hold your weight in both hands. Exhale into a bit of a back bend, so lift your heart. And now bending just at your elbows, bring the weight down behind your head. And then inhale, send it back up, staying in the back bend. 2 more times. Exhale, inhale, or maybe it's inhale, exhale, whatever works for you. Working our triceps muscles. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, bring that weight all the way down. Put it to one side towards the top of the mat. Take another big inhale, and exhale, fold as far forwards as you can, keeping your legs crossed, offering a little bit of compression into your hips here. Nice. Take a few breaths there. And then slowly, slowly sit up. We'll take any props out the way. So I was sitting on a bolster. Take that out the way. Come on to your hands and knees into a tabletop position. So fingers spread nice and wide. Knees, shins roughly parallel. And a few cat-cow breaths as you inhale. Lift your head, lift your bum, drop your belly. Exhale, round and press, tuck your chin. Again, 2 more times. Inhale, lengthening through your heart. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Yeah, 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to round. Good. Inhale back to neutral. Tuck your toes at the back. And now press strongly with your hands and your toes, your big toe mount in particular. Pop your knees a little bit off the mat. This is called bear pose. So building a little bit of heat here is what we're up to. Now drive your bum towards your heels and then drop your head down as you lift your bum up and move your legs. So walking the dog is sort of what it's called. Bending and straightening your legs to wake up your toes, ankles, knees, and hips. And then just walk up the mat and drape yourself over your upper thighs somewhere near the top of the mat. Head dangling down. Just give it a little shiggle, a little bit of a shake. Yeah. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. And this time inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands down the front of your body. Let's do 2 more, just like that. Big inhale, 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 inhale. Palms face down. Exhale, 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 exhale. 1 more cleansing, calming breath. Big inhale. And a long exhale. We'll repeat those spine opening movements. So again, grab your weight. This time I'll grab the can perhaps. Bring that up overhead. So feet tight together, hands up overhead. Big inhale to reach up. As you exhale, we'll keep the can in your, or the weight in your right hand. Bring it all the way down to the side of your body and really stretch through the left hand. So lift up out of that left hip. Inhale all the way up. Switch your weight. Exhale, bring that left hand down and reach to the upper left for the right hand. that makes sense. Inhale up. Exhale, switch. Your hips sway to the left as your hand reaches to the right. Again, inhale up. Exhale, switch. And 2 times the other way. So inhale up. Keep the weight in your left hand. Exhale, right hand drops, but reach with the left hand. Don't let it collapse. Inhale up. Weight in the right hand. Exhale, side bend left. Don't collapse. Again, inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale over. Yum. A little bit of weight always adds a little bit of interest. Inhale up. Keep the weight in your right hand. Twist to the right. Palms face up and look to that extended weight behind you. Inhale, hands overhead. Switch your weight. Exhale, twist to the left. Gaze to the left. Again, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Challenging our balance a little bit. Exhale, twist. And this time, inhale up. Keep it in your left hand. Exhale, open. Extend that left arm strongly to the front of the room. Inhale up. Switch your weight. Exhale, twist. Extend that right hand way out front of you. Look at your beans. Inhale up. What are you going to cook later? I don't know. Exhale, twist to the right. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Last one is inhale, hands up. Both hands holding on to your weight. As you exhale, hips forward, chest up, and draw that weight down as you bend your elbows. So stay in the back bend. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, bend your arms. A couple more times. Inhale, extend your arms long. Exhale, bend. And one more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold forwards. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And put that old can, that weight on the floor. Let your head drape down a little bit. And separate your feet. And inhale, sit into the chair. Palms face forwards. Nice. And then stand all the way up. From here, big inhale, hands up. And a long exhale as we fold all the way forwards. Inhale to lengthen, a half lift. And as you exhale, bend your knees until you can get your hands on the mat. Step one leg, the other leg back to a plank pose, the top of a push-up sort of position. And then drop your knees down, flatten out the tops of your feet, and lie down on the mat. Now here, we want your hands roughly placed underneath your shoulders, your elbows bent, and elbows sort of squeezed towards your body. As you inhale, lift your heart only. So you're pressing your pelvis down, your elbows are still bent, tops of your feet pressed down. This is called Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. Exhale to come down. Do that again. Inhale, come up, and right away on your exhale, look over your right shoulder and drop your left shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, look left. Inhale, center. And exhale, descend to the mat. As you inhale, come to your hands and knees. Take your knees wide and push back. Child's pose. Keep your hands forwards, head down. Get a good sense of spinal traction here. Now we're sinking into the hip creases as well as creating a bit of length through your spine here. Yum, feels good. Nice. And then slowly it'll come back up onto your hands and knees. Pause here. Extend your right leg long behind you. And as you exhale, bring your right foot forwards in between your hands. If it doesn't quite get between your hands, well, put the foot between your hands, get it there. And your back knee now is down on the mat, is carrying a bit of weight. If you need to or want to, take something a little bit soft underneath that knee for a bit of extra support. From here, as you inhale, come forwards and knee beyond your ankle, compressing the ankle and activating that hip a little bit. And as you exhale, walk your hands back, let your toes lift, almost drag your heel back towards you to get that sense of engagement on the leg. A couple times like that. Inhale, come forwards, compress. Exhale, wave back, toes lift, extend. And third one, we'll just stay for a few breaths. Compress quite strongly. You could even use the weight of your torso to compress that right leg. Feel the engagement of the muscles of your hip as well. So create a bit of support into what it is that you're doing. And then slowly walk your hands back, your toes lift, half monkey pose. Create that sense of dragging your heel back towards you. If you want a little bit more juicy, spicy, pumpkin spice, you could use your left hand to hold your right foot and bend your left elbow in, drawing yourself in a little bit further. Stay nice and active with the muscles, though, of the leg. Good. Come forwards and take that right leg back. Now right away, take your left leg long behind you, left foot between your hands, however many steps it takes. That's okay. Maybe some support now underneath your right knee, and then wave forwards, a little compression of the ankle and the hip. So knee beyond ankle, and then walk your hands back as your toes lift, feeling sensation through the back of your left leg. A few times, wave forwards, compress, walk back, lift your toes. Third one to stay, a few breaths, wave forwards, compress, linger, compress quite strongly, find the muscular activation. Oh yeah, and then walk your hands back, toes lift, extend, feel that sense of drag, maybe right hand holds your foot, maybe the right elbow bends, trying to find that sweet spot for you that you can sustain any kind of activation of the muscle. Nice. Come forwards again, take your left leg back, knees wide, again child's pose. This time we'll come onto our fingertips and keep your elbows lifted as you drop your head down, elbows lifted, you're up on your fingertips. Even walk your hands further forwards as your bum sinks back. This is called half tortoise, creating a bit more extension in the spine this time. Juicy. And then let's come back up, hands back. Bring your right hand more to the midline, then step your right foot, boom, outside your right hand. That's it. Again, maybe some support for your left knee. I'll move my beans out the way. Roll to your outer right foot. So the big toe lifts off the mat a little bit. And now, as if you could draw a circle with your hip socket, just little tiny circles in one direction, mobilizing the hip here, going around a few times in one way, and then around a few times the other way. Yeah. Now balance on your left hand, nice and strong there. Take your right hand to your inner right knee. Give it a little bit of a push. We're not trying to rip your leg off, just a little bit of a push. And sustain this activation for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your foot come flat. Send your foot back. Take your left hand to the midline. Left foot outside your left hand. And again, let's just take that hip for a little bit of a circle. Oh yeah. Maybe you're on the edge of the foot. Didn't mention that, sorry. Going one way and the other. Noticing that each hip may be a little bit different. I think that's normal. Balance on your right hand, left hand to your inner left knee. A little bit of a push for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Come back out, bring your hands in, send your leg back, keep your hands forwards. I like to keep up on my fingertips like before. Head down, elbows lifted, half tortoise pose. It's good for extending through the scapula, your shoulder blades here. And now again, come forwards onto your hands and knees. Again, we'll tuck your toes, hover your knees off the mat a little bit, and then push your bum back, and then up as your head drops down, downward dog. A little bit of movement, totally okay. Juicy, juicy. And then start to walk up the mat to get yourself to the top of your mat. Drape yourself there. Give your head a little shiggle, a little bit of a shake. Nice. And then inhale halfway up. And as you exhale, ragdoll all the way up. Good. As you come to standing, adjust your clothing, which is what I always have to do. We're going to move into what might be considered a moon salutation. So stand to the top end of your mat and face the long edge, because we need to use up a fair bit of space on your mat here. We'll go through some of the movements we've already done, but we're adding them together with our breath. So inhale, your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers here. Maybe point your index fingers. Reach up. Side bend to the right. Hips go left. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Pull with your left arm. Inhale, up. Exhale, back bend. Biceps by your ears. A little squeeze at the bum. Inhale, up. And legs and arms straight. Fold forwards as far as you can. Trying to touch your pointed finger to the ground. And then inhale all the way up. As you exhale, we're going to step your right foot wide, arms parallel to the ground. Boom, right to here. And then from this position, pivot on your right heel. Point your right toes out to the side. Bend your right knee. If it feels like your step is too big, shorten your step. Make it feel more comfortable here. So now you've got your right knee bent, your left leg nice and straight. Take your palms to face the long edge of the mat, thumbs up to the ceiling. And then just drop your right hand down, left hand up. Notice my body didn't move here. Slide that right arm down the inside of your thigh until we create a sort of nice straight line through your left hip. Press your arm to your knee to your arm, and look up. This is a variation on a triangle pose, except your front knee is bent. Juicy. Inhale back, up. Straighten your front leg. Bring your hands overhead. Now pivot your back toes in a little bit more as you rotate towards the back of the mat, I presume. Lift up and then fold forwards, keeping your torso long. Maybe torso parallel to the ground, and maybe just bring your hands to your upper thigh. Keep both legs straight, both legs nice and strong. Engage muscularly here. And then inhale all the way back up, hands overhead, pivot on your toes. And now turn your heels in, your toes out, and sink down with your hands in fists at the side of the body. So elbows tight to the body, hands in fists. Sort of a variation on Kali Mudra. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, send your right fist forwards and then bring it back in. So it's inhale first, exhale, extend through the left fist. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, punch. Inhale, exhale left, punch. Inhale, exhale right, punch. Inhale, exhale, punch, building some strength. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale back in. Straighten those legs. Bring your arms up. Pivot your back toes in and your right foot in. Left toes to the other end of the mat. Bend your left knee and find a shape where your front knee is bent, your back leg is straight, torso nice and upright. Palms face the long edge of your mat, thumbs up. Drop your left hand down, right hand up. Didn't move your body, just your arms moved. Slide your forearm down your inner thigh. Trying to create a nice long line from your right heel to your right armpit. Press your arm to your leg, leg to arm, look up. Bent knee triangle. Breathe. And then slowly come back up. Straighten your front leg. Bring your hands overhead and we'll pivot that back foot in a little bit more. Both legs nice and straight. Fold forwards halfway. Hands to your upper thighs. So variation on pyramid pose. Both legs nice and straight, nice and strong. Oh yeah. And then inhale all the way up. Pivot your feet to face forwards. And maybe jump your feet together, hands down, and go side to side. A couple times. What old poor old gourd. We need to get gourd involved here again. So grab your weight. Say hi to gourd. Gourd happens to be a acorn squash for which I have some amazing baked acorn squash recipe ready to go soon. So grab the squash or the can or the bottle or the weight, whatever it is. Bring your right knee up, nice and tall. Take your hands out to the side. So gourd here is in my right hand, right leg's lifted. From here, bring your hands down, pass the weight underneath your right leg and extend the weight to the other side. So underneath the leg, switch. Underneath the leg, switch. The more weight you're carrying in that hand, the more challenging this will be. One more time. Nice. Challenging our balance. Slowly bring that foot down, over to the left hand. Bring your left knee up. Same thing, arms nice and wide. Find your balance, so really root into that right foot. Grab the weight and extend. Notice your breathing here. Can you coordinate the movement with your breath as you go side to side? I'm not sure I can. I probably can. And one more time, extend it out nice and wide, and then slowly bring it back down. Shake it off a little bit. Trying something a little bit more challenging this time. Bring your right leg up, hold the weight in your right hand. Hands out nice and wide. Big inhale. Now this time, we're going to bend forwards and try to take the weight behind your left leg. And then bring your right knee back up. Behind your left leg, back up. Wobble if you have to. 2 more sets. Bend forwards, switch. That's half. That's 1 extra set. 2 more movements. Behind the leg, up. Behind the leg, up. Definitely more challenging. Foot back down, hands down, shake it out. So notice the activation of the musculature of the standing leg that happened there. Left knee up, hands out wide, lean forward so your left leg extends long. You take the weight behind your right leg, grab it, and come back up. Underneath the right leg, back up. That's 1 set. So over to the left hand, up. Over to the right hand, up. 1 more each way. Left hand, up. Wobble. Right hand, up. Nice. Foot down, hands down. say thank you to gourd and put him down. Shake it off a little bit here. Nice. Now from here, let's move into our sort of integration sequence. I like to transition usually through tree pose. We've just worked on our balance, so let's test our balance in a more static position. Feet together, slight external rotation of your right hip, and then place your right foot. It could be a kickstand against the calf or wherever you can get your foot on your inner thigh. Press your foot to your leg to your foot. Keep that left hip integrated, and then bring your hands up to your heart. Stabilize here, and then we're trying to find that rooted quality into your left foot. From that place, maybe you fall down, whatever, get back in. From that place, send your hands up and just breathe. So here, your eyes actually make a difference. So we are looking forwards, but we're not getting grippy. We're trying to see nice and broad through the corners of the eyes as well as forwards, sinking into a place of easefulness and wholeness, and not just that sort of hard mental place, but more open and spacious. Nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards, and exhale, bring your foot down. Other side. So externally rotate your left hip first of all, then place your foot wherever it's going to go for you. Press foot to leg, leg to foot. Right hip stays nicely integrated. Hands to your heart. And then hands to the heavens. Up we go. Find the inhale, the exhale breath. Relax through your face. Enjoy the sound of the horn in the distance. I don't know, people. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your knee forwards and exhale. Bring your foot back down. Step towards the back of your mat. Take a big inhale and a long exhale as we dive all the way forwards. And then walk yourself forwards to that dreaded plank position. But right away, we'll drop your knees down, flatten out your feet, drop your pelvis down, and we'll come onto our elbows. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So not back, but elbows under shoulders here. Palms on the mat. And feel a sense of tugging of your elbows back. So dragging the elbows towards the back of the mat and drawing your heart more forward. So pelvic bone down, heart forwards, quite active. Keep that sense of activation. And then I like to roll same side ear to same side shoulder as you drop your chin to your chest, just waking up any stuckness or adhesions in the back of your neck. Oh yeah, feels good today. And now that's slowly laid down. Take your arms out wide like cactus arms. So elbows bent, and put your left cheek on the mat. Look to the right and take a few breaths there. This is good for your cervical spine. Several breaths. And now let's look the other way. Right cheek on the mat, look to the left. Helping to decompress that neck just a little bit further. Good. Place your chin on the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your back or bring them to the sides of the body, whatever works for you. Zip your legs together so your toes are touching, heels touching. And then inhale, lift your torso, lift your feet. Try to squeeze your shoulder blades down and together as you squeeze your wrists together as well. In variation on locust pose. Lovely. Find your breath. It's quite active. Squeeze your feet together. Nice big inhale. And then exhale. Come down, hands by your shoulders. Push up with your hands and knees. Knees wide. Here we go again. Child's pose towards the back of the mat. A few nice breaths here. And then let's slowly, slowly begin to sit up. And we haven't done this in my offerings for a while. One arm camel or wild camel ride. So we're going to have our knees wide, our feet V'd in a little bit. Come up onto your knees. Place your hands behind your back so that your baby fingers are supporting your low back. Push your hips forwards, lift your heart. And then we'll send your right arm forwards and then slowly roll that arm open like you're making an offering and send that right arm to the back right and look to the back right. Really stretch. That's it. And then inhale, come up. So a wild camel ride. Place your right hand to your low back. Push your hips forwards, lift your chest up, and take that left arm forwards, roll the hand open, reach to the back. So nice and spacious through the front of that left shoulder. Look to the back left. Come back up. Let's do it one more time each side. So inhaling, right arm reaches and stretches. Exhaling, come back up. Not so easy, I know. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Sit down. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths. Let things settle. That can be quite stimulating in its effect. And then when you open your eyes, swing your legs right out front. Give them a nice shiggle, nice shake. And then from here, keep your legs nice and straight, heels together, toes back towards you. Lift your hands up and fold at the hip creases. Reach for your feet or your shins or the mat. And then lead with your heart, heart to toes. This is called intense westward stretch. And you can walk your hands forwards more as you fold into the hip crease, but all the while keeping a nice long spine. So not rounding the spine, more looking forwards and folding with a long spine. Find your breath here. So it's quite a significant stretch, but you're also trying to yield into it a little bit. Letting things that are stuck become unstuck. Nice. And then slowly sit up, and we'll place your bum roughly in the middle of the mat and lie down on your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a good hug. Squeeze quite firmly. Squeeze. And then drop both feet down to the mat. With your feet about hip width apart and your knees bent, obviously. Bend your arms again, those sort of robot arms. Press with your elbows, press with your feet. Lift your bum off the mat and try to press with your feet so it feels like you're pushing your upper back up the mat. So this will create a bit of traction through the upper back and the upper neck, or the neck, I should say. You can keep lifting your hips up a bit more. Quite active pressure in your feet as you try to push your torso up the mat. Let your shoulders spread across the mat as you're pushing. Oh yeah, this feels good to me. Nice and active through your legs, your thighs, your abdomen. And then slowly, slowly unwind your spine. Draw your knees back in towards your chest. And again, give yourself a good squeeze. This time, big inhale. Exhale, bring your forehead up towards your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Release your feet down, head down. Flip-flop your knees side to side a couple of times. Oh yeah, feels good. And now concluding with a few twists and so forth. Bring your feet together, knees bent. Shift your hips a little bit to the left. Drop your knees to the right. Extend your right hand, or left hand, I should say, and look to the left. Now I use my right hand to hold my knees down. You could equally take your bottom foot and hook your top leg down. There's many ways to approach the twist. But ideally, we're twisting in a way that lets your both shoulders be on the ground. So maybe you have to decrease the angle of your hips to get both shoulders down. Take a few breaths there. Just letting things soften through your face, your jaw, upper back, even your hips, softening as you simply lie here. Sinking into a deeper sense of your breath, a deeper sense of presence in your body. And then let's slowly unwind back to neutral. And pause there, let things settle. And then we'll shift our hips a little bit to the right as your knees go to the left this time. Maybe you hold your knees down with your left hand. Right hand extends out wide, gaze out to the right, and trying to get both shoulders to the ground. And again, find the rise and fall of your breath, consciously dissipating any kind of tension that you're perceiving. Even your tongue can relax away from the roof of your mouth. Lovely. And then unwind again. Settle again. And if you practice with me, you know I like this movement at the end, just before Savasana, both legs up, both arms up, and twirl your wrists and your ankles one way, the other way. Squeeze and pump your hands into fists, spreading your fingers as you do so. Similarly with the toes, maybe squeeze and spread your toes, and then give it a good shake. Shake your wrists and ankles, give it a good shake, dissipating any kind of stuckness that remains. And then feet down, hands down, nice big inhale. And a long exhale. Lovely. So here in Savasana, allow yourself the time to simply lie there. Allow your body to relax, to soften, and sink into a deep and slow awareness of your own breathing. Trying to make your breath as easy and round and slow as possible. And continue on your back for as long as you need. It's a really useful place to be, to integrate, to receive the benefits of your practice. And from this place, take a nice big inhale and a long exhale, sigh. And thank you so much, my friends, for sharing this space, your practice with one another, for having a bit of fun with me today. So good to have you here. I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care. I will stay online for a few minutes. And you can probably stay in Savasana as you like. Next week, I won't be offering a class. I'm off to Saskatchewan, the interior of Canada, the Great Bald Prairie. I'm going to go visit my dad. It's going to be his birthday, so myself and my elder brother are going to go up there and spend a bit of time with him. It's going to be 93, so getting on, but still independent, which is great. As usual, if you found some kind of value or benefit from your practice today, your donations are certainly gladly appreciated and accepted. And any sort of comments or feedback, happy to accept that as well. If you enjoyed this practice, I did make a recording of it today. Thank you, Joanna. And that will be available through my other channels. What else do I want to say? So, you use that pumpkin maybe. Thank you, Scarlett, really appreciate it. So now you got to cook the darn thing. So I find, yeah, my favorite recipe for squash and that kind of thing is more a baked variation. Get it good and mushy with some brown sugar or something, some spice on there. So hopefully you found a little bit of spice in today's practice. That was my intent, without being overwhelming. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking about or intending to put some audio recordings up onto my platform. Thanks, Jess. Good to have you here. Enjoy this beautiful day again on the West Coast. So yeah, I'm gonna do some audio recordings, some meditations, some breath work is the intent, and also a little bit of, I would call it sort of a fusion between breath and yoga, something called a Vayu practice, where we become aware of breath in different parts of the body. So I'm hoping to get that out to the platform sometime in the next several months. Yes, that should be fun. Thank you, Shona. So good to have you here. Yeah, I'm going to be, it looks like November is going to be quite busy for me after I get back from visiting my dad. I'm going to go on a little short retreat, and then I'm going to be off teaching a seminar out in Tofino, which should be fun. So yeah, lots going on, and I hope lots going on for you, lots of positive stuff. It's always useful. All right, so from me and from Gourd, thank you so much and have a beautiful day. Take care everyone.